The member now for Blacktown.
Thank you, Speaker. Today I rise to speak about my electorate and the positive impact of the 2024-25 budget and the initial feedback. Mr. Speaker, I must say, for the first time in 14 consecutive years, that the drought for supporting schools in Blacktown has finally broken. For 13 years, 12 under the Liberal government, and unfortunately the first one under ours, but obviously we just came into power in March of last year with the first budget coming through. But after being the 14th budget in a row, we finally have money to support schools in the Blacktown area. The new preschool and the new preschools have been announced in the policy on public school sites, and that includes Blacktown North Public School, Crawford Public School, and what used to be part of my electorate and part of Layla Park, Linwood Public School. So it's great to see 3 public schools in our area now having a new preschool being built on them. As far as school upgrades are concerned, there's 2 have already been announced. That's in my electorate, Blacktown North Public School and Crawford Public School. But at the same time, Seven Hills High School, just covering the Layla Park and Seven Hills area, has also been announced. So that's part of $3.6 billion that's going to be invested across Western Sydney school infrastructure. And there's a lot more to come, but at least the money has been set aside to sit down with all schools across Western Sydney to ensure to find out, as we heard today in question time, when Minister Prukar was talking about that even toilet blocks haven't been upgraded for decades, if not most of them. Toilet blocks in my schools are like 70 years old, are now being upgraded. Another fun aspect that's dearly needed in our area is 12 school crossing supervisors will be employed. And school supervisors may be a little known fact, but there's actually an award for school crossing supervisors, and I was happy to be the union official to help negotiate that, and they're good AW members, hopefully all of them. Blacktown Hospital continues with $120 million to over 4 years to increase the number of beds. It was especially to free up emergency. It's sad that we had a debate last time we were here in the notice of motion debates, where for the first time it was debated and won on this side of the House. We were able to condemn the previous government because they spent $700 million in building a hospital with very little services. When Labor lost office in 2011, 85% of the emergency patients were seen on time. When the Liberals lost office and 12 years later, it was down to 16% of people being seen on time in emergency that were tier 2. It must be seen within 10 minutes, and happily to say in the first 6 months of Labor we've gone up 6%. It's still a long way to go, but elective surgery queues have been cut. Everybody's now in the Blacktown Mount Druitt Hospital is being seen on time. Housing has also been an improvement in the Blacktown area, with at least 3 sites in the last 12 months or so being identified where they're changing the individual houses to have seniors living. That now gives a bit more of a solution to the housing needs of our local area, where people who've they've brought up their families in the area and now retired can stay in the area and have an option of downsizing to a smaller house in the social housing mix. So $450 million, something like 400 apartments across 4 sites for essential workers will be happening, and hopefully some of it in our area. Western Sydney Parklands is spending over $2 million. Transport, happy to say that there's $520 million shared between the federal and state government to upgrade Richmond Road. $280 million, once again, shared between the federal government and the state government upgrading Prospect Highway, which has been a project going for the past 4 years, and hopefully by the end of next year or will be completed shortly. We just heard the member for Lane Cove talking about some of the bus routes. There's more coming into Western Sydney, particularly expanding some bus routes or increasing their frequency. So many of them weren't happening, but also a bus service from Badgerys Creek Airport to Blacktown, which has been denied by the previous government. It will be now happening.
Thank you. I call the